Okay, what we're gonna make is called a Zentangle. Remember, small is big. You can kind of see the one I've already done. And so you can color it in, you can use just black and white pen. That's what most of them are usually done, but I kind of wanted to show a little coloring in too. So the way we start with this is get your regular sheet of paper, and we're gonna make it into a square. Remember how we did that? You take your corner and you bring it to the other edge. Make a point at the top. And mine is not gonna be perfect, but that is a-okay. And remember, then we cut off this little bit at the bottom. Again, you probably could just use square Post-it notes if you wanted to. So then what I did is I made mine into 4 different sections. I folded this over once. And then I folded it the other way. And then I drew a line where I had folded it across both ways. So I had 4 different sections because I wanted to do one big one. You can cut these out and just do one on each. It takes a little time, so you may want to start with one small one. But what you do is you take your pencil. You can kind of see I started, this is the beginning of one. You put a dot in each of your 4 corners. And then you connect those. It does not have to be a straight line. It can be a curvy line. It can be a wavy line. Just connect your dots. So that gets you the beginning. Then you're gonna do what I did next. And you're gonna take your pencil and you're just gonna draw from like side to side. It can be a curvy line. It can be a straight line. You're just dividing it into sections. 4 sections is fine if that's what you wanna do. I went a little bit more. And then you can even do a loop like that. Now I have several little sections in this one also. Either way, however you wanna do it. Then you're gonna take each section and you're gonna make it different. This is kind of a small section here. And you know what? I think I'm just gonna shade it in with my pencil. Now to make it really look sharp, you might wanna take a black pen and go over all your lines. Just like that. Because most Zentangles are done in black and white. So if I was just using black and white, then I would go into each of my sections and I might want to make a design. Let's say we just want to do this one with lines going this way and lines going that way. Then I can come back and I can just make those lines bolder. Or I can kind of shade them in, either with my pen, which may use a lot of ink, so you may rather get a black crayon, or even you can just use shading with your pencil. Or like I said, if you want to color like I did, you can go back and color these in different colors. It's however you want to do it. What I want you to do though, is that as you make a Zentangle, as you're coloring in the small sections, maybe even making designs in each small section, I want you to remember how small is big, because small things in God's hands, He uses for big. So as you're doing, I want you to be thinking of different things you can do. Different things maybe you have. You maybe don't have your 5 loaves and 2 fish, but there are things that God's given you. On mine, okay, I'm not a musician, but I did musical notes just because music is such a gift. We may think it's small, but it's such a big thing. And yes, I have a grandbaby coming in August, and I was just thinking how singing her little lullabies or hymns, that's a small thing, but it's planting music in her heart. Hearts, I put some hearts. I did some crosses. I even did here I wrote A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, thinking of how reading, whether you read to someone else, whether you read to help understand other people, reading is such a gift. We take it for granted. And writing also. In this one, I made a big J because Jesus is big and Susan is very small. So I made some little S's. Be imaginative. Be artistic, creative. When I subbed for an art teacher for 6 weeks, I would go into the classes and I would tell them, I am not an artist, but all of us can be creative. So I want you to be creative, but I want it to be a prayer time between you and God. As you're drawing or coloring in small things, let it make you be open to hearing His word, hearing Him speak to you, showing you things He wants to use you for right now, because you're not too small. In God's hands, small is big, and God wants to use us right where He has each one of us, right with who we are, the gifts He's given us, even the small things we can do like a smile or a kind word. They're big in God's hands. So this week, spend time with God and let Him use you in big ways. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all soon. I'm also going to put on while you're doing this, I'm going to add a little video. His name is Kid President, but it's a great thought of how God can use us in our everyday lives to be heroes of kindness to others.